All right, comic fans, you saw some footage from the show floor at HeroesCon. You saw some of the comic dealers and some of the walls and their massive booths full of fantastic books. You saw all that. Now let's get into what I picked up at HeroesCon 2024. Let's get into it. All right, so before we get into the haul, just want to say this is quickly becoming probably my favorite comic book convention, and you'll probably seen if you're watching a lot of other people's videos. Everybody's been saying the same thing, how it was legit such a fantastic weekend all around. Everything they had to offer, not just comics, not just shopping for back issues, but just the entirety of the weekend was pretty much dope throughout. Just a whole lot on offer. But since we're specifically talking about the comics, yes, it was fantastic. Yeah, so let's get into the haul and then do a little breakdown, just a bit of a recap of some of the comic shopping that took place there and just some of the things that you can find. So let's get to the books. All right, people, we are rocking right along because I got a lot to show off. Oh, sweet goodness. So gotta start with my program. I always enjoy having a physical program, especially when it's cool comic book art, so I can get it signed like I did here. So this year I got 8 signatures. Koi Fam, Rick Leonardi, Laura Martin, Jeff DeCall, Michael Cho, Lee Weeks, Joshua Middleton, who you see more of in a second, and Gene Ha, who threw in this nice little Supergirl. So shout out to him. He said, "Hey, who's your favorite character?" I was like, "Oh, Supergirl's one of my favorites, and she's my favorite DC character." So we just went to work right on that. So I appreciate that. So shout out to him. So yeah, that should be 8. Make sure I didn't lose count again because I've had to, because I always forget at least one name. Koi Fam, Laura Martin, Gene Ha, Rick Leonardi, Joshua Middleton, Lee Weeks, Jeff DeCal, and Michael Cho. Okay, yeah, we're good at that. But yeah, so, and here's a look at my last year, 2023. I think it's 7 or 8 on this one as well. It might have been 8 actually. One, two, I don't know if there's 2 there. No, maybe 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's a couple more names I didn't just happen to stop by their booth. So a couple like from last year, I know like Dexter Vines, Ron Garney, Steve Epting were there, Jenny Frizen. I usually like to stop at their booths. I just didn't get a chance to. So I missed on adding their names to this as well, but that would have been cool. But so yeah, there's that, the program for 2024. And then we jump into the other signatures, as I said. Joshua Middleton, you're going to see more of him in a bit. So this is the first time I've ever met him. Fantastic artist, storyteller, and I've been wanting to meet him for years. This is the first time he's been at a convention and who knows how long. But yeah, so had to pull out, I got 7 books for him. I'm like, all right, which books? I got to pull out some of my favorite Joshua Middleton covers. Most of his modern stuff, even though I still like a lot of his older style as well, and I'll talk to him about that. So, but yeah, had him personalize a couple of them. So you got Supergirl 36 and Supergirl 50. He personalized from the 2005 run, I believe. So yeah, that 36 is one of my favorite covers. I told him every time I see that one, I'm pretty much picking it up, especially if I come across it in a $1, $2 bin, whatever. Batgirl 24. Ooh, got a little bit of a glare. Batgirl 25. Don't worry about the smudges, that's just the bag. Batgirl 50. I saw a booth that had those for cheap too. I should have grabbed a couple more. I have like 2 of those anyway. This one I have 3 of. Wonder Woman 766. Just some absolute, oh my goodness. And then Supergirl 34, this newspaper cover with Silver Banshee. He told me about this one. Instead of, because most of the times you see newspapers and comics, it's usually just filled with a bunch of gibberish. It's not even like actual words, just scrambled letters and made up stuff. But he said instead of doing that, he's like, hey, how about we do just a lot of actual story stuff? So a lot of stuff is here actually relates to the story. So I dig that. But yeah, so Joshua Middleton's signature is there. He was charging some, and he personalized a couple of them. I was like, hey man, I don't even care. Like, I'll pay for them because I'm just happy to meet him as a fan. So appreciate that. Now to all the stuff that I picked up, as you saw before. First, the only trade I picked up, this Uncanny X-Men Manifest Destiny. This Alex Ross cover here. Figure what the hell, it was like $10. Uncanny X-Men 500 through 503 Free Comic Book Day 2008, and a selection of stories from X-Men Manifest Destiny 1 through 5. So, yeah, working on picking up some X-Men trades just because I'd avoided it so long because I had so much of it in single issues, and I was like, you know what? Why the hell not put some X-Men on my bookshelf? So, yeah. All right, on to single issue goodness. The only DC books I picked up, all Catwoman books, 3, 6, and 7 from the what one was that? Was it 2001? That started with we got Brubaker, Cook, and Allred started this. Stewart in there too as well. But yeah, but from this run here, from Victory Comics, we had a Victory Comics. I got a couple sets of books from there. They do the $3 or 7 for 20. So we went in on a couple of those together. And yeah, those are only DC books I picked up all weekend. And now this one, Avengers 225, this Black Knight cover. At last, the Black Knight. Had this one scheduled or set up from eBay before the convention. I was like, all right, I found it online because I needed it. I have a newsstand edition. The seller sent me the wrong copy. He actually sent me the Mark Jewelers copy. But I still want the direct edition. So, yeah, I had to go ahead and snag that. And another mistake. This one was one you saw. I think I did this one, 276. So I needed 276 and 277. But at one point, I got it confused with 275. I picked up a bundle of books there. So those ones, and I think, yeah, 275, and I think these 5. But I was like, oh, yeah, perfect. I got them, finally. So I went away, walked away, and then went to go mark them down. I was like, wait a second. There's 275, not 276. What the hell was I thinking? So I had to scramble around, and I found this one eventually from another dealer. But the books I got with 275, so I already have a copy of that one. I still needed another copy of 217, direct edition of that one. And then here's the annual 1998 with Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy. And then 277, the other issue I needed there, Black Suit, Goodness, and just a standard direct edition copy of 394. Because I have the shiny cover and then the flip book. I don't know if I got 2 other copies of this. I don't remember which one's what. One of them is a flip book, and one of them is I don't know, it's really shiny. It's got some, like, a gold look to it. I don't know. But, whatever. So, we got those. And we got a stack of Daredevil. 147, Breaking Point on the wildest rampage of his career. The Ring of No Return. Daredevil. Double D battles the original Daredevil. 156. And then, finally got a copy of 232. Was missing this one. Or I might have a newsstand edition of it. Yeah, from the Born Again storyline there. And then some McFarlane Spideys I was missing from the teens, the 300 teens issue or eras. 311 with Mysterio, 313 with the Lizard. Have 314 is later in the stack somewhere. And then 320, part of the Assassination Plot, part 1 of 6. With Paladin on the cover. I could have sworn I've had this issue. I don't know. Maybe I just kept seeing it and I just kept passing on it because of the price. So I found a cheaper copy. So I have that now. And then some Cap issues. 402, part of the Man and Wolf, whatever. 404, Wolverine there. Oh, Cap Wolf. And then 408, The Final Fate of Cap Wolf, an Infinity War crossover. So, early 400 issue Cap I was needed. 431, 434, or 433, I mean. 440, edging towards the end of the run. I do have the last issues of the run. I just needed a couple issues in this period right here. 441, and then 449. I think I had the newsstand copy of that one, so had to correct that. And then also another book, couple books from Victory Comics. We were going through, and Buddy was looking for some Captain Marvel, and he's flipping through. I was like, oh, I don't have that one. And I realized, I was like looking at it, and I was thinking, I know that art. This is Emmanuel Lupacchino, a Women of Power variant. And I'm like, I'm not passing that up. I love some Manuela Lupacchino. She's a fantastic artist. So absolutely not passing that up. So I had to get rid of, I think that's where we kind of went together on some of the books. So that's Captain Marvel 3. These are from 2 different runs. And here's 13. I did need both of these issues, and it happened to be variants too, so that worked out. Daredevil 216. I don't think I have the newsstand of this one. I think it was just a gap I had, maybe. This one was a newsstand I needed to replace. 264. Actually, that might have been. All 3 of these were. 265 with Blackheart. Inferno Cross. I think it's Blackheart. Maybe. But yes. 216, 264, 265. Triple Daredevil action. And then just lone Doctor Strange issue number 3 from this run with Aaron Bacallo and Townsend. So you see more of this one because, spoiler alert, I went to, before the convention, I went to Half Price Books and I picked up a bunch of issues from this run that I wanted to fill out the first 20 or so issues because a lot of Bacallo and Townsend worked on this. So they did art on that. And I picked up a lot of the issues I still needed from that run, but they didn't have issue 3. And so I found it at Victory Comics. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. Perfect. And now we got a whole another fat stack of Amazing Spider-Man, but this isn't all Amazing Spider-Man, so don't you worry. And we're back. We got Amazing Spider-Man 440, The Return of Molten Man. Yeah. And 165. So that was The Gathering of 5, Part 2. And then you got 165, Stegron Stalks the City. There's 314. I always love this cover. Just so damn busy. There's just a whole lot going on here. Peter and Mary Jane evicted just in time for Christmas. And stay out. Thrown out the crib. 314. The Non-Mutant Superhero. And then 341, another one I needed. I believe I had the newsstand of that one. So the 314 was one I've been missing for a while. Obviously those issues in the 3 teens. And one dealer had a whole stack. I think I put a little clip of it. I don't know if I got this one from, I might have got this one from him and got a deal on it. Or I got it from another seller for about the same price. But yeah, one dealer had, I think, like 9-10 copies of it. 341 again, as I said. This is 409. The Return of Kane. I think I might have all my 400 issues now. Or all the issues in the 400s. So it goes to 441, I believe was the end of it. There's 428, another issue that had eluded me for some time. 434, Identity Crisis. There's 435 with Ricochet on the cover. That Ricochet Identity. 36. 437, guest starring Sync of Generation X. Metamorphosis. And 441, the final chapter. Part of what? The final chapter. I'm confused. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, 441 was last issue, so I don't know why it says that. Then this King Size Annual, number 13. They need the direct edition of that with Doc Ock on the cover. Still got a nice little spine for the most part. And then from the next run, issue number 20, the 100-page monster. I was getting all the 100-page monsters for the series that I'm collecting, but then also picking up all the 100-page monsters all together. So like Fantastic Four and the Hulk, I have those ones. And then another annual, 97, Fury of the Forgotten Foe. So I think this actually might have been the last issue I picked up from one dealer. We were going back through. I was like, all right, one more book. And I just happened to see it. It's like $2. So, all right, now we get into some other gems. The last stack got some absolute bangers here. And some of my bigger books, the last 3 books actually were from the same booth. But we'll talk about them when we get there. So, there you go. Amazing Spider-Man 195. Got this from Bedrock City Comics. They are a Texas-based. I don't know if they're all in Houston, but I know several locations are in Houston. I've been to one of their stores. But yeah, second appearance of Black Cat, Felicia Hardy. So they had this, and I was looking through it. This is the same booth that I looked at that Amazing Fantasy 15. That's where that clip came from them Cause you kind of see this book in the bottom of that clip as well, because that already kind of set the deal for it. And it's like, oh, do you want to take a look at it? It's like, hell yeah, I'll take a look at it. Never held an Amazing Fantasy 15, not that I remember. So yeah, made a deal on that book. So happy about that. And then these next two books came from the same dealer. I think this was Ultimate Comics. So when I did that clip with them, I had already been through there. Made Spider-Man 47 and 57. We got Craven and Khazar. So I had a couple books I was looking at. I think this one and another one. But then I looked at it and I was like, I wasn't too happy. I think something was wrong with the staple. So then I opted for, I was like, oh, let me get the 57 instead. So it's got a little crease there, color breaking, but overall, still a nice looking copy, and I got a fantastic deal on them together. And this one right here, this one and the next book I got together actually I got these on Friday. I was like, all right, you know what? Screw it. We're doing them. So Daredevil 16, we got Daredevil, we got Spider-Man. Oh my goodness. About the grayed out city there. And I just saw it. I was like, oh my goodness, look at that. And the price I got it with, like the bundle deal again, was just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, you saw, where you go? The second appearance of Black Cat, Amazing Spider-Man 195. So why the hell not? Got the first appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 194. Black Cat in the collection. This was just a surprise. I kept looking at it on the shelf. I was like, wow, that is a nice looking copy. Let me look at that. And again, so this was booth was Bonafide Comics. They are based in I think they are based in Charlotte or another city nearby in North Carolina. But they were fantastic. Shout out to them. Just like I said, I like to shout out businesses that they're doing good stuff, good people. So they had good service and they had fantastic selection. You saw some of the books I did in my all the comics video, and just great service. And they were willing to make deals, especially on this next book as well. But when I was looking at both of them, I said, "Oh man!" I was looking at both, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get that 194." I just kept hearing him. It's like, am I just gonna do this? Why not? So obviously, I'm going after my Amazing Spider-Man heavy this year, and I was like, "Oh, still want that Daredevil too." Hey, what can y'all do for this? And it was like, hey, how about this? Hell yes, let's do it. Cash, baby. And then the last book. So what you're missing here, I've seen all my other series, Amazing Spider-Man, you've seen some Avengers, Daredevil, and Captain America. What else could I possibly get? And yes, it is an X-Men book. And it was so one of the last books I picked up. I said Sunday I'm going after these books, including 195, Amazing Spider-Man 195 and 276 to correct that mistake. And I was like, all right, I saw a bunch of copies of this floating around. There's not too many books I needed in this run left, but X-Men number 11, first appearance of the Stranger. Yes, they had it on their shelf on the wall. And I was like, all right, I could run to get some cash, but I was like, I don't want to waste time and I don't want to have to go run around to trying to get to an ATM. I just didn't have enough cash on hand. And I was like, hey, I'm interested in X-Men 11, but I don't have enough cash. What would y'all do on PayPal? It was like, oh, well, we can't do PayPal, but he still cut me a fantastic deal. And I was like, bet. Yeah, so I took that. Oh my goodness. X-Men 11, first appearance of the Stranger. And so, as I said, there's not many more X-Men books I need. I do still need a bunch of the reprints, which I actually started picking up after the convention. I got a couple coming from mycomicshop.com. I just hadn't dove into them yet because I'm not going to be paying exorbitant prices for them. But this marks down with this purchase. All I need now are some of the reprints and then issues 1 and 2 of X-Men. So, yeah, and there's only, I think, 27 issues of the reprints, and I just knocked out 5 of those. So, still got to get those, but of all the other ones, I just need 1 and 2, and oh, sweet goodness. Yeah, and that's like X-Men and Avengers, only series I picked up 1 issue of. I didn't realize I only picked up 1 issue of Avengers until sometime in the Sunday, because I had spent so much time looking at Amazing Spider-Man books, as you can see here. But yes, this was Oh my goodness. Like this person, like those 3 books right there were just huge. That would have been a fantastic weekend just getting those 3. Just absolute bangers. We got Silver Age. Yeah, it was modern stuff. We got a trade, some Silver Age stuff, bronze, copper. You must as well get rid of copper. Like it's just such a short time period. All right, so yes, as I said before, it's a fantastic weekend. They had just so much Golden Age, Silver Age, bronze, copper, modern stuff, trades, omnibus, all sorts of collected editions, graphic novels, $50 books, probably $1 books. You could just probably some booths where you could fill long boxes for whatever. Victory Comics there. They're 3 for or 7 for 20. Took advantage of that. So many dealers out there just willing to make deals too. Tons of wall books. Again, just from 50-cent $1 books all the way up to multi-$1,000 books. Which is all around the show floor. It was taking you some significant time to really go through all the dealers. I promise you, I don't even think I stopped at every booth, or that we stopped at every booth. And even in my all the comics video, that was only a portion of them. I could have filmed so much more. It would just been an extremely long video. But just a lot of stuff there. A lot of people willing to deal. There was one booth that was let me unpriced. He had to look up things. So we're like, oh no, we're definitely not rocking with them no more. We stopped there briefly, but then when we realized he was gonna have to look every single book up that my buddy was picking up, yeah, we're not doing that. So I was like, oh, I should have warned you about that one. That's something that a lot of people, most comic collectors, generally don't rock with, either at conventions or comic shops, when the dealer, the retailer, whoever has to look up the price for each individual book because you don't have the price. Yeah, we're not doing that. So but yes, overall just fantastic. And again, some absolute bangers. Just want to show them off again because I couldn't believe it. Was like, all right, we're doing this. So these are definitely 3 of the bigger books I picked up over the weekend, and all 3 of these actually again came from the same booth, Bonafide Comics. So shout out to him again. Great service, great selection, and making deals. So yeah, you can find that all throughout the weekend. Not everybody, but at least a lot of people that I went to, they were definitely willing to make deals. So pretty much every book I got a deal on, off their sticker price, their cover price, whatever. Yeah, it's just tons of stuff there. But yes, HeroesCon is definitely, for the comic collectors, comic fans, this is one you should put on your your go-to list at some point. I'm probably planning to go, just make this a regular annual thing, hitting HeroesCon up. And yeah, you can expect more. I'm sure there's plenty more thoughts to share about the convention overall, not just the comic shopping, but I'll do another full recap video, and then I'm going to do a recap on the website, genotalkscomics.com. So go check that out, because all 3 photo galleries up from all 3 days are there. So go take a look at some of the pictures I took over the weekend. And yeah, be on the lookout for, again, another recap video and just some more thoughts there. So yeah, that is that. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you went to HeroesCon, what are some books you picked up? What are some of your experiences as far as shopping that you found? And then I know there's a couple I was watching some live streams and some other videos, and people kind of referenced a couple of dealers who were just not willing to make any deals, not moving books at all, and a couple who were on the assholer side. So I don't know what those experiences were. All experiences I had were mostly positive. So nothing crazy negative to take away from the weekend. But yeah, I want to hear what everybody else's experiences there. If you've been to HeroesCon but just couldn't make it, if you're interested in going to HeroesCon, why? But it probably is, again, word of mouth. Everybody's just loving this show. And if you can make it there, again, I'm probably going back. Full recap, some more thoughts there. Just want to wrap this video up so don't get to rambling on too long and just yapping away and gushing about the show, because it was so good. Just, oh my goodness. And meeting Joshua Middleton was wild, because I've been wanting to meet that guy for so long. Such a fantastic creator. And where are my Supergirls? Yeah, 2 of my Supergirl books. Again, personalized for Gino. Stay super. So yeah, that is that. HeroesCon 2024. My haul video, just dope books all around. So yeah, that is that. I'm Gino, the Geno Talks Comics. Happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. Thanks for watching, and peace out.